2 blocks. Recording started. Okay, you'll need 2 blocks, and you can leave them towards the front of your mat. You'll need them when we get moving, not right away. And you'll start on your back, and your feet can face the head of your mat. Your head can be turned away from like the way Chris is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I'll give you some instructions in a short time. For the next few breaths you spend settling in here, let your shape look organic. Today is a really nice, I'm not sure how it is in Canada, but today is a really nice reminder that our bodies do different things and crave different things and have different reactions, even with weather. I mean, especially with weather, it's very hot today. So just the things that felt good in winter start to become less, I crave them less. And just notice how this shift in the heat, whatever the condition of temperature is like in your home, whatever it was like to be outside or be inside today, just what effect that is having on your bones and your skin and your breath and your brain. If your knees aren't bent already, bend your knees, please. Put your feet on the floor and let your hands rest softly anywhere on the belly. It can be the low ribs. This is really just an exploration here, an action that you're going to find. So as you breathe, let your exhalation bring your navel closer to your spine and really start to flatten the curve of your low back. And as you inhale, let yourself expand the way it does on an inhale. So you're really softening the belly. And as you exhale, it's that very gentle core activation that brings your low back closer to the ground. And the hands are just helping to kind of give you some proprioception, like where you are in space. And we're going to do some core work as promised. For me lately, anytime I start doing core work in this orientation to gravity, my neck starts to hurt. So if that's what happens to you as well, bring your hands to cradle the base of your skull. Let your head just lie back into your hands the whole time we do this. Reconnect with the gentle engagement of the belly as you exhale. So the low back is really flush with the ground, and then draw your knees into just hip height. So your feet float up off the floor. And then this helps me really exaggerate what it's like to engage the belly. So the low back is on the ground. You're going to do what you can to absolutely keep your core engaged, your low back flat. So as you inhale, you're just going to extend at the hip and float your heel towards the ground. You can stop anywhere along the way that you feel your low back popping up. As you exhale, right knee meets left knee. We're just going to go like that. We'll do 3 rounds total. We're already halfway into the first round. Tap heel to floor, belly engages, head is heavy in your hands. Inhale, exhale, knee to knee. Right heel floats down and right knee floats up. 1.5 more. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale, right knee meets left knee, left heel finds somewhere near the ground. And then as you exhale, draw it in. Now straighten your left leg straight out, like you are kicking just where you are. Externally rotate your right knee and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And then bend your left knee back in so your knee is over your hip again. So you have a figure 4 on your back. Flex your right foot, flex your left foot. Push your ankle into your thigh and your thigh pushes back against your ankle. This is isometric, nothing moves. And then draw your belly in and down again. You're going to do the same thing we just did. As you inhale, your left heel is going to come towards the ground, but you're going to use your right ankle to really facilitate that action. And your left knee is going to kind of resist the whole time. So it's very active, even though it looks kind of the same. And then once your heel comes to its stopping point, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to use the thigh to guide the ankle back in, but you're going to resist the thigh with the ankle. Oh, very challenging. We're just going to do 2 more of those. So inhale, belly engages, left heel is being guided to the ground by the right ankle. As you exhale, use the thigh to kick the ankle back up. Last one. Uncross the ankle, send both of your legs to the sky, roll out the ankles. And then hug your right knee all the way to your belly, extend your left leg long, sorry, Christopher, and twist over to the left. Reach your right arm long away from you. Just feel rotation in your spine. Good. Come back through center. Start with your feet on the floor. Once again, knees towards the sky. You can use your hands if you need to find that core engagement again. You can also feel the difference from side to side. And then hands behind the base of your skull when you're ready. Knees just over the hips, ankles in line with knees. Belly in and down. We're going to start with the left foot this time. As you inhale, left heel finds the ground. Exhale, knee comes up to meet the right knee. Inhale, right heel down. Exhale, knee up to table. 2 more. Last one. And then kick the right leg straight or straightish, just to give you some more space to cross the ankle on the thigh, and then draw the knee into hip height, flex both of your feet. And then isometrically, so without moving anything in space, kick the ankle into the thigh and push the thigh very firmly against the ankle. So you're very active here. And then as you inhale, your right heel is going to come towards the ground, but your left ankle is like pushing it and the thigh is resisting. And then as you exhale and come up, your thigh is really pushing against the ankle, but the ankle's resisting. 2 more. Notice if your low back is coming off the mat, if your belly's disengaging. Last exhale, both legs straighten towards the sky. Oh, roll out the ankles. And then hug the left knee in towards the belly, right leg extends long, feel that nice quad stretch. Use your right hand to turn this into a twist, left arm can extend away from you. Then come back through center. Give your knees a squeeze. And make your way up to sit on your shins. You can place a block between the heels. Make it the long way so your sits bones are both making contact with it. And bring your hands to your thighs and close your eyes, just breathe. Bring your left hand to the crown of your head. Use your inhale to lengthen the spine and push your head into your hand. With your right fingertips, release them to the ground alongside of you. And then walk the right fingertips over to the right. You'll stop when your left sits bone is popping up. And then on purpose, push your left sits bone down. Again, lift up through the crown of your head, push your head into your left hand. Start to feel a side body stretch. And then reach your left arm over to the right. Give yourself a full left side body stretch. Look down at your right hand. Turn your chest towards the floor-ish. Circle your left arm down towards the floor-ish. Feel a big twist in your spine. And then inhale, sweep the left arm all the way up. Come through center, right hand to the crown of your head. Left fingertips find the ground alongside of you. Push up into the right hand as you walk your left fingertips to the left. You'll know when your stopping point is. Lift your head up into your hands. Glue your right sits bone down. Straighten your right arm overhead. And then as you exhale, look down. Float your right fingertips towards the floor. Big twist in the spine. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, swim the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers, doesn't matter which way. Use the thumbs to send the tailbone down. Roll the shoulders onto the back, hug the elbows in. Soften your shoulders, soften your jaw. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go through the throat, the chest. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Look up. As you exhale, float your hands down to the ground, shift forward, come to tabletop position. You can move the block out of the way and actually towards the top of your mat. That's where you'll need it eventually. Take a round or two of cat and cow. Toes can be tucked or untucked. We've twisted and side body stretched and opened our hips. So whatever your body is craving is right. We're all different. Good. Make your way to downward facing dog. It can be slowly, it can be really slow and sweet. When you get to your downward facing dog, notice how it feels where the weight is dropping in your hands versus your feet. If you're feeling a stretch in the shoulders or the legs, can you do something to kind of balance that out? Let's all soften the knees just for a moment if you're already in down dog. If you're not, you'll meet us. Send your sits bones really high to the sky. Feel the backs of the legs stretch. And then draw your belly in and up like you did on your back a moment ago. Feel that takes the stretch into the shoulders. On an inhale, shift forward, roll out to a plank. On an exhale, soften your knees to the mat. As you inhale, push into the hands, puff up the chest. As you exhale, shift forward, lower all the way to the belly. Untuck your toes. As you inhale, roll your shoulders onto your back. Lift your chest for this first baby cobra. Float your hands. Slide your shoulders down your back. Lift your hands a little higher. Squeeze your elbows in and in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, shift up to table or plank. Exhale, we'll meet in down dog. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, big breath out. Big breath in. Let it go. Last breath in here. Inhale, roll out to plank pose. Knees can lower as you inhale, shift forward. As you exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Your knees can support you here. As you inhale, hands lift. Chest lifts, baby cobra. Elbows squeeze back and down. Hands to the mat. Inhale, table or plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Open your mouth, let go. One more breath like that. Inhale, roll out to plank. Exhale, lower to the belly. Maybe you're ready to pause at chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra. Maybe you're ready for an up dog. Listen to your body. Exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Look forward to the top of your mat. Take a slow walk. When you get to the top of your mat, let your knees soften, let your head hang. Just shift forward and back, side to side. And roll your way all the way up to stand. Roll your shoulders up by your ears, send them back and down. If your arms floated up to the sky habitually, or because you love that sensation, maybe take a little back bend at the top and then float your hands down at your sides. Just pause. On an inhale, float your arms to the sky. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Find a halfway lift with hands on shins, perhaps to start. Fingertips can always stay on the floor. Push into your shins with your hands, reach the crown of your head forward, sits bones back. Exhale, soften the knees, plant the palms. Step just your right foot back to find a lunge. Lower your right knee down, pat up if you need to. Inhale, float your arms towards the sky. This low crescent lunge. Push your foot, your back foot, your right foot down into the ground. Move your left side body and your left hip forward. Draw your belly in. And then turn your palms to face forward. As you exhale, goalpost the elbows, really squeeze them down at your sides. Move past goalpost, actually. It's like this W shape. As you inhale, send your arms towards the sky. Exhale, W shape to inhale, Y shape. Last one, exhale, W shape. Pause here. Reach the chest forward. See if you can send the arms back a little bit. As you exhale, tilt forward, hands to the mat. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. As you exhale, step your left foot back in front of your right foot so you have this crisscross shape. And then spin both of your heels over to the left and lift your hips towards the sky. Give yourself a side body stretch. Inhale, come up onto the balls of your feet. Keep your left foot where it is. Reach your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, coil the knee in towards the nose. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Pause here. Kick your left heel back. Send your heart forward. Little bit of a hip thigh stretch. Well, left foot meets right foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold forward, let it go. Inhale, rise to stand. And exhale, dive right back down. Find your halfway lift. As you exhale, left foot steps back to lunge. Soften the left knee down, pat up if you'd like. Inhale, arms to the sky. Push into your back foot. Engage your back glute so that your hip and your side body are really squaring towards the top of the mat. Takes a little bit of work. Yeah, good work, some of you. I see this happening. It's so helpful. And then we're gonna widen the arms to a Y shape, palms turn forward. As you exhale, elbows to your sides for like that W shape, and inhale to a Y. Exhale to a W. Inhale to Y. Exhale to W. We'll pause here for a breath. Heart reaches up and forward as the hands and the arms reach back, back, back. As you exhale, tilt forward. Hands frame out your right foot. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Step your right foot in front of your left foot so your legs are crisscrossed. And then spin your heels over to the right. Give yourself a left side body stretch. And come back through center. Right foot stays as is, left leg to the sky. As you exhale, left foot to left thumb. Pause here, kick back through your right heel. Firm your right thigh, send your heart forward. Exhale, right foot meets left foot. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, knees bend, arms rise, chair pose. Breathe here. Sit a little lower, belly in, sit a little deeper. Inhale, rise to stand, maybe a little back bend here at the top. As you exhale, soften the knees as you hinge all the way down to a fold. Find your halfway lift, lengthen the whole back body. Plant your palms, step back to plank. Shift your weight forward as you exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Goal post your arms. Elbows make one long line with the shoulders in between. Look over to the left side, your left fingertips underneath your chest, and push yourself onto your right side body. Maybe the left foot steps behind that big pectoral opening. Calm back through center. Left arm goalposts, right hand under the right chest. Push yourself onto your left side body. Maybe the right foot steps behind. Bring yourself back to center. Arms reach forward, palms down. As you inhale, lift your chest, lift your arms. As you exhale, make that W shape, elbows down at your sides, chest lifts, lifts, lifts. Hands down just beneath your shoulder heads in line with the ribs. Push into the hands, take a back bend that works for you today. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, walk or step or hop your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Knees bend, arms rise, chair pose again. Exhale, stand, hands to heart. Close your eyes, breathe. Release your hands, step to the top of your mat, we'll flow. So we're gonna do this flow a couple times and it will look familiar. I'm gonna add some different invitations. You are always welcome to do the variations that are working in your body today, that are making you feel stable and like a rock star. That's the most important point, right? We're always gonna start with our right leg as the standing leg. We'll do a balance posture and we'll flow back. So hands can start at your hips. Believe me, we'll do plenty of balance. Start wherever you are. Tree pose, left foot inside the right leg somewhere. We're gonna get into some of that isometrics that we did on our back, but I think it's really informative of like a lot of places you can be doing something that doesn't look very active, but feels very active. So foot into leg, leg into foot, work here. Hands can come to your heart. If you're ready for hands to the sky, go right ahead. For this first transition, I'm going to take it with my hands at the heart. You'll have plenty of opportunities. You'll spin the knee in, bend your right knee a little bit, float your left leg all the way towards the back of the mat. As you inhale, your arms can float up towards the sky. We're in a low lunge. Use the same activity in your left leg that you did in your left foot. Feel the opening of the front of the thigh. Send your hip and your ribs forward by engaging your glute. And then reach your left fingertips forward. Send your right fingertips back. You're turning into a twist. Your chest is opening towards the right side of your mat. Fire up your left glute. Sweep your right arm down. You'll catch your left. Both arms can sweep up overhead. You're back in your crescent lunge as you exhale. Left heel circles down, warrior two. Settle in here. Flip your right palm. Straighten your right leg. Sail up and back. On an exhale, bend back into your right knee. Float your right forearm to your right thigh. Send your left arm overhead. Extended side angle pose. Sometimes the simplest cues are the ones that stick out to me the most. So all standing poses are really, or Tadasana is really the foundation of all standing poses. So if you could think about how your feet are evenly weighted in Tadasana can be really informative here as your foundation for this standing pose. Take one more breath. And then inhale, reverse your triangle again, straight right leg, right arm to the sky. Bend into your right knee, left hand to hip as you skip forward, find a block, and take half moon, right hand down, left leg up. Your left fingertips can float up. Balance changes day to day. It's one of the only things you cannot force in your yoga practice. Ooh. Good. Take a big breath here. You don't have to rush. You take as much time as you need. When you're ready, you'll soften back into your right knee. Take a big step back to warrior two. And exhale to cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot. Spin up onto the ball of your left foot. Right leg reaches up and back to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Coil your right knee towards your nose. Shift your shoulders in line with your wrists. Step your right foot forward between your palms. Grab both of your blocks. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, push your right leg straight. Take a hamstring stretch. Just settle your breath here. It might make sense for you, depending on what it feels like to live in your legs today, to walk your left foot forward like one footprint. It's fine with me. We're going to turn this into an IT band stretch in a moment. Both hands will walk to the right. So they're outside. Mine are like off the right side of my mat. And then kind of tuck your right hip in. Whew, without letting the big toe ball mound come up. Walk your hands back through center, bend into your right knee ever so slightly, hands walk forward. Left leg to the sky like a modified warrior three for a moment. And exhale, left foot meets right foot. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Roll all the way to stand, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart and down at your hips. Tree pose, left leg is standing. Right foot comes into tree pose. Anywhere along the leg. When you get there, when you feel stable, press foot into leg, leg into foot. Make sure you're doing the opposite leg. I can't tell if I mirrored with some of you. I don't care if you're on a different side than I am, just make sure you've done both sides. Your hands can come to your heart, your arms can float up to the sky. The standing poses are a great, or balancing poses are a great place to remember to breathe. Invitation to float your hands to heart center. Spin your knee through center. Thread your right leg back as your heart moves forward. Take a big step to land in a crescent lunge, arms to the sky. Use your right glute a lot. Firm up your thigh. The leg doesn't have to straighten, just use the muscle to help stretch the front. And right fingertips reach forward, left fingertips reach back for this twist. And your right glute has to support you here. Left arm circles down, catch your right back to your crescent lunge. Spin your heel down, warrior two. Beautiful. Push your left leg straight. Flip your left palm, sail up and back. Extended side angle pose. Left forearm to left thigh to start. Right arm reaches up and overhead. Evenly distribute the weight in both your left foot and your right foot. I think that we're all different, where we favor. So me telling you what happens in my body is not as useful as you really feeling where you're disengaged and where you could lighten up. And then inhale to reverse your triangle pose again. Just give your left leg a break. As you exhale, float your left hand to find a block. As you straighten the left leg, push off your right foot, half moon. Now, our yoga practice is really an exercise in mindfulness. It's certainly not an aesthetic. So if your balance is as wobbly and wonky as mine is tonight, please divorce yourself from your practice needing to look like anything. Let it feel like you're stable. Like despite the movement and the challenges that are happening in your body, your ability to stay focused is unwavering. Stay here for one more breath, or if you just got your balance and you'd like to stay for a couple more breaths, go right ahead. You can transition back to warrior two. And then cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot. We'll take a dog split. Bend your knee, open your hip, take what you need. Knee to nose, shoulders over wrists, step forward, hands on blocks. And then this will feel great. Push your left leg straight. This pyramid pose kind of prep. So I wonder when we'll all practice together in the same room again. But I also wonder about the evolution of some of your practices. If you've been able to, in the privacy and the safety of your own home, like make any adjustments to your practice that have been really meaningful. Walk your hands over to the left. Oh, I'm gonna scoop your left hip in and in. Oh. Hands come back to center, bend into your left knee. Hands forward. Kick off your right foot. A moment of warrior three. And then right foot meets left foot. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release them down at your sides. Right foot is standing again. Little bend in the knees like chair. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Push the ankle into the thigh. And think about lifting the thigh up as you bend deeper into the knee. So like the thigh is lifting the ankle. You can really sit down in here. Maybe arms to the sky, totally not necessary. Stay for another breath. Flex your left foot. Ooh. Inhale, stand on your right leg, left knee to your belly. Exhale, thread the leg back. Warrior three bypass to crescent lunge, arms to the sky. You can take an open twist again. You can also bring your hands to heart center, tilt forward, hook your elbow outside your thigh. Stay here. And then this is a big isometric action. As your elbow pushes into your knee or your thigh, push your thigh into your elbow. Scoop your right hip towards your left heel. There's that IT band opening, the hip opening. Take one last inhale and exhale. Inhale, cartwheel yourself up and open to warrior two. Right away, push your right leg straight. Sail up and back. Exhale, extended side angle pose. You have a block nearby, possibly bring it outside your right foot. Push your knee into your arm. So you're avoiding the kind of bending in action. Track the knee right over the second toe. Use your arm as the guide. Maybe your left arm floats overhead. Maybe this time you play with a half bind. arm circles behind you. Right hip is working underneath you. Your chest is opening up. Last breath or two here. Excellent. Push your right leg straight. Left hand finds the left thigh, right arm. Floats you open to a radiant triangle. As you exhale, bend into your right knee, right hand to block. Half moon. So we'll do this. We've just entered the second pass. We have 3 passes. If you'd like to play, eventually I'll offer a bow here. If you'd like to play with just kicking the heel towards your sits bone, go ahead and try that. If the foot is just like begging you to hold it, go ahead and take hold. If it's not, you don't have to. Slow transition back to warrior 2. You have plenty of time. Cartwheel your hands down to frame out your right foot. Dog split, bend your knee, open your hip. Option to spin onto the blade edge of your left foot and get light on your right fingertips. Maybe even bring your right hand to the crown of your head. Lengthen. Ooh. And then come back to center. Right knee to nose, right foot steps between the hands. Grab your blocks. Push your right leg straight. Walk your hands to the right. Beautiful. Walk your hands back to center, bend into the knee. Launch off your left foot, warrior 3 for just a moment. Left foot meets right foot. Inhale to halfway lift, exhale to fold. Rise all the way to stand. Carry your hands to heart, release them down at your sides. Home base, left foot's the standing foot. Bend into your knees ever so slightly across your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex your right foot. Use the ankle to push into the thigh. You remember this from your back. And then as you bend deeper into your left knee, it's like your left thigh is trying to lift your right ankle. Heart reaching forward. So you're lengthening the whole torso. Take one more breath here, really sit into it. Good, inhale, right knee to belly. Exhale, warrior 3 bypass or catch it. Right foot finds the back of the mat, arms to the sky for the crescent lunge. Either open twist or elbow outside the thigh. If you have your elbow outside the thigh, push your elbow and your thigh really firmly into each other. Magnetize your right heel and your left sits bone towards each other, like you could squeeze them. Take one more breath in and out. And then inhale to open up to warrior 2. Right away, push your left leg straight. Sail up and back, very good. Exhale, extended side angle pose. You have a block nearby, possibly left hand on left block. Use that as a cubby for your left knee. Right arm can sweep up and over, or play with a half bind, right? So you'll have one more pass at all of these things to check out what becomes available to you with your practice, whether that's something physical or whether it's kind of like your ability to let go of needing things to be a certain way. Good, inhale to reverse your triangle pose. And exhale, left hand to the block, half moon. Option to keep your right leg really straight and strong. Option to bend the knee, squeeze your heel towards your sits bone. Send the thigh back. If you're taking the foot, kick the foot into the hand. Keep the belly drawn in. Beautiful, everyone. Let it go when you're ready. Take your time. Transition back to warrior two. Certainly not a race. Hands to the mat. Left leg to the sky, down dog split. Bend your knee, let your hip open. Possibly spin onto the blade edge of your right foot, tent up on your left fingertips. Maybe if your balance feels great today, left hand to the crown of your head, extend long, spin back through center, left foot to the top of the mat, hands to blocks. Left leg pushes straight. Hands walk over to the left. Hands back to center. Bend into your left knee, walk your hands forward. Launch off your right leg for a warrior three. Right foot meets left foot, halfway lift. Let it go. Inhale, rise to stand. This is our last pass on each side. Hands to heart center. Release them down at your sides. Collect yourself. Right foot is the standing foot. Now, you can repeat tree pose. You can repeat that figure four. Third invitation, eagle. I have recently discovered that my favorite variation of eagle pose is not with the second loop, like foot around the ankle, which I know is not even accessible for some people, but cross your thigh over your thigh one time, and then push the blade edge of your left foot into the outside of your shin and vice versa. Push your shin into the left foot. That'll light your hips up. Arms widen. Eagle wrap, left elbow under right elbow. Elbows up. Shoulders on your back, sit a little lower. Left hip back, right hip forward. Stay. One more breath in and out. Keep your arms if you'd like. Inhale to stand on your right leg, left knee to your belly. As you exhale, maybe catch a little bit of that warrior three bypass. Elbows forward as the leg threads back. Step back. Unravel the arms. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, your twist. One inhale, exhale here. Inhale, cartwheel up and open to warrior two. Straighten your right leg, flip your left palm, sail up and back. Exhale. Side angle pose. Last time, you can take half bind here. If you're feeling warmed up, we did that external rotation on pass one. We just did that eagle arm. Maybe you're ready for a full bind. Right hand dives underneath the right thigh. Your hands can meet behind you. And then you lean your chest way back. Very good. Breathe in. Can you breathe? That's the most important part. Good. Slowly release the legs. Push your right leg straight, sail up and back. Moment of relief. Exhale. Half moon last time. Right hand to the block. Left leg to the sky. Possibly bend the knee this time. And possibly find your foot with your hand. Kick your foot into your hand. This is very active. You know where we're going when you're feeling complete here. Slowly transition to warrior two. Take your time, please. If you're a little ahead of me, as you cartwheel your hands down and right leg to the sky, it can be a flip dog. If you enjoy that in your practice, right foot behind you, left leg is super straight and strong as your right arm reaches for the floor behind you. We'll all meet with the right foot at the right thumb, hands to blocks, right leg is straight. This is just our relief. This doesn't really change. Right hands walk over to the right, or both hands walk over to the right. Hands back through center. Walk forward. Launch off your left foot. Maybe your standing split is looking a little more split-like. Mine often doesn't, and I think that's its own practice of not caring all that much. Left foot meets right foot. Hands to shins, exhale, fold. This is the last time we rise. Inhale. Exhale, hands to hips. Soften the knees a little bit. You have options. I'm not going to cue for tree pose or for the figure four. You're more than welcome to take those things. Thigh over thigh, and then blade edge of right foot. And the outer, I sweat out all the electrolytes in my body and now I'm totally imbalanced, says a dietitian. Right foot and left outer shin pushing together. Right hip back, left hip forward. So I purposefully do the arms last because we keep them for a couple breaths longer. So arms wide here, and then right elbow under. If you've been in it, go for it. I know there's burning happening over here. Stay, 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 sit a little lower. My balance is off today. Good, straighten your left leg, right knee to your belly as you exhale. Thread right leg back, heart forward. Exhale, land in your crescent lunge. Untangle the arms. Reach up, look up. Exhale, twist. Good, stay, not for too long. One more breath in and out. Unwind to your warrior two. Straighten left leg. Sail up and back. Last variation of extended side angle pose. Half wrap, full wrap, no wrap. All options. Yeah, good. Breathe. Soft jaw, soft shoulders. When you're prepared, let it go. Straighten your left leg again. That's your relief. Muscles like dynamic movement. They like to engage, disengage. Last half moon. Option to take your Chopasana bind here. Yes, last breath. Stay as long as you'd like. If my last breath doesn't align with your last breath, that's to be expected. Hands to the mat. Left leg to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. A flip dog awaits. It's there for you, you don't have to take it. We come back to center. Left foot steps forward. Final hamstring stretch. Final IT band stretch. Walk hands through center, final warrior three or standing split stretch. Hand, right foot meets left foot. Oh, widen your feet as wide as the mat. Turn your toes out. Bend your knees. Use one block or two blocks. Sit down into a supported squat. Use your elbows to widen the knees here. With the support of the blocks, you have a lot of space to lift the heart up. Let your eyes close. Release your hands. Release the blocks. Come to sit on your bottom. And take a square pose, right shin in front of left shin, or right shin stacked on top of left shin. Move your sits bones out of the way so that you have plenty of room to fold forward over your bent legs. You can bring your elbows or your forearms to blocks. Just a couple deep breaths here. We've done a lot of active work, so this is our passive moments. And put your hands on your blocks or the floor, wherever you are. We're going to transition to a weird variation of pigeon pose that feels much nicer on my knees than traditional pigeon. With your left hand, just kind of shift onto your left seat. Swing your right leg around so you have this 90-90 shape. The right shin is parallel with the long edge of your mat, and the left shin is parallel with the short edge of your mat. And then from here, even if your right sits bone pops up, not a problem for me. Fold forward over your left shin here. You can adjust your blocks. Just 3 more deep breaths. As you're ready, roll your way up to sit. Extend both legs wide out in front of you. Take a symmetrical stretch in between sides. And then for this one, some of us hands will support behind you. We won't be here for too long. Use your fingertips behind you to lift up, up, up. For everyone, the toes are pointing straight up. The legs are engaged. And you'll find your stopping point. That might mean reaching the heart forward. It might mean just reaching your heart right up. And we'll do this again after the second side. If you're feeling the asymmetry of the stretches we just did. Good. We'll meet through center. Can bend your right knee. Left shin stacks in front of the right shin or on top of the right shin. Oh. And then fold forward. Find the sensation that you need. Just a couple breaths, not a lot of them. And come back upright. Your right hand is just a little kickstand to shift onto your right sits bone and find a 90-90. Ooh. Fold forward over your right leg this time. And push yourself back up. Wide-legged forward fold or wide-legged upright position, part 2. Toes pointing up everywhere you are, thighs engaged, chest lifting. If you would like the support of your fingertips behind you, check that out. If you have space without rounding in the back, without rounding in the low back to fold forward, the action is to keep moving your heart forward between the space between your legs. Good. And roll your way up. Bring your feet together to touch, let your knees drop out wide. And slowly make your way all the way onto your back. Reach your arms up and overhead. And then let your arms circle out wide. Final chest opener. Let your arms relax down at your sides. Your palms open up towards the sky. Thumbs soften. Jaw softens. Extend your left leg long. So your left foot is reaching beyond the left corner of your mat. Right leg straightens. So your right foot is reaching beyond the right corner of your mat. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, open your mouth, big sigh out. We'll transition to Shavasana, to final rest from here. If you aren't quite ready for rest, if that was too quick of a transition for you, instead of taking another twist or another hip opener, do something very subtle, like roll around on the base of your skull. Just feel and articulate the sensation change with every millimeter you shift. If you're ready for rest right now, start to soften. Smooth out the length of your whole inhale and your whole exhale. Smooth out the places at the top and the bottom of the breath. And create this kind of rhythmic, infinite cycle of your own breath. And start to soften the spaces behind your eyeballs, your optic nerves that attach all the way into the occipital lobe at the brain stem, just at the bottom of your base of your skull. And soften the front part of your brain, parietal lobe, the right side of your brain, the left side of your brain, the temporal lobes. And give yourself just a few moments of your day without any obligations. This is your permission to rest, to connect to the divine spaces within it. Only reveal themselves when you create perfect conditions. And receive a deeper inhale through your nose. You can give yourself another moment or two in stillness. Whenever you're called to move, just start with something very subtle. If you're not quite ready yet, just enjoy. And we'll meet together in a seated position. Transition wisely. And from your seat, gather your hands together in front of your heart and bow your chin right into your chest. This gesture of gratitude, of reverence. And thank you so much for being here today. It is such a pleasure to connect with all of you, to share space.